Warning: due to the graphic content in this program, viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back. Today we are looking at a case out of San Diego, California that has left parents across the nation shaken. This is the story of 31-year-old Brittney Mae Lyon, a babysitter who was supposed to be a safe haven for children with special needs. Instead, she became the architect of their trauma. On August 14th of this year, Brittney stood in a San Diego courtroom and wept as she was handed a sentence that would all but ensure she spends the rest of her life behind bars. The punishment was 100 years to life for crimes so disturbing that even seasoned prosecutors struggled to describe them without emotion. For years, Lyon marketed herself as a caregiver who specialized in working with vulnerable children. Families entrusted her with daughters as young as 3, some on the autism spectrum, one who was nonverbal. That trust would be shattered when investigators learned she was not protecting these children at all. She was delivering them into the hands of her boyfriend, a man named Samuel Cabrera, and in many cases participating in the crimes herself. The truth began to surface back in 2016, when a 7-year-old girl found the courage to speak up. She told her mother she no longer wanted to be around Brittney. That child's voice was the spark that lit a massive investigation. Detectives eventually discovered a double-locked box in Cabrera's car containing hard drives filled with hundreds of videos. These recordings showed unimaginable abuse, sometimes filmed from multiple angles, sometimes with the underage victims drugged and unable to respond. The evidence was overwhelming. Cabrera was convicted years ago and is already serving 8 life sentences without parole. But Lyon's case lingered until this year, when she finally pleaded guilty to multiple counts of lewd acts upon an underage person, kidnapping, burglary, and other serious charges. Her sentencing in August brought the decade-long saga to a close, at least on paper. But here is where it gets complicated. Under California law, there is something called elder parole. It allows inmates to petition for release once they reach the age of 50, no matter the length of their original sentence. For Brittney Mae Lyon, that means she could potentially be free in about 28 years. That possibility has sparked outrage from the families of her victims and from prosecutors who argue that 50 is not elderly, and that releasing her would mock the suffering of the children she harmed. District Attorney Summer Stephan has been vocal about the issue, calling it a loophole that endangers public safety. 2 bills, Senate Bill 286 and Assembly Bill 47, have been introduced in California to try and close that loophole, but as of now both are stalled in committee. Until lawmakers act, Lyon technically has a path to parole, and that leaves many parents furious. In the courtroom, the voices of those parents echoed with heartbreak. One mother called Lyon the most sick and evil monster she had ever heard of. Another described a wound that will never heal. Lyon herself offered an apology letter read by her attorney, but many found it hollow, as if the words could never match the damage done. At the center of this story are the children who cannot be named, children who deserved safety, compassion, and care. Instead, their babysitter betrayed them in the most devastating way. This case is not just about Brittney Mae Lyon's 100-year sentence. It is about whether our legal system values the safety of the vulnerable enough to keep offenders like her behind bars for good. I am Vanessa Hartwell. Thanks for watching.